The second coat can be applied the next day after the first coat is cured and has been sanded with 60 grit sandpaper. The screw heads were countersunk and then a plastic filler was used to cover them. It was allowed to cure, at which point it was sanded smooth. There are no set number of coats that are used to complete a wooden tank. This is because the number of coats is directly related to the wood used to create the tank. A softer wood grain tends to swell slightly and curl on the edges, and in some cases the grain can separate slightly and leave small gaps. Each subsequent coat will act to further lock the grain until a final smooth surface is achieved. This is why it is best to apply in very thin coats and work up to the final finish coat. Hardwoods have a much tighter grain pattern and do not move around as much when something moist like a coating is applied to them. This is why you may find yourself applying anywhere from 2 to maybe 3 or 4 thin coats to arrive at a good smooth finish. When applying subsequent coats, you only need to allow previous coats to tack up. A good test involves touching the coating. If it is sticky but not coming off on your finger or coming off of the surface, an additional coat can be applied at that time. This is only true for each coat after the first coat. First coat should always be allowed to cure 24 hours before sanding and continuing with the process. Be sure to overlap onto the top of the tank where the cap would be attached. This will keep the water from seeping in between the wood and causing it to swell and possibly rot.